said I'd still be killing. I couldn't stop killing. It got easier each time. How about this guy, Pliers Bittaker? He kidnapped, raped, tortured, murdered 5 teenage girls. 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 15-year-old. Unbelievable. You ever heard the opening statement in this case where they played the recording where he was torturing these girls? Does he deserve the death penalty? Yes. Does he deserve life without parole? No. Richard the Night Stalker, remember him? Murdered 13. Sexually assaulted them, tortured them, mutilated. He gets life without parole? He no longer gets a death penalty when he killed 13? How about Richard Allen Davis? Goes in somebody's bedroom, steals, kidnaps the girl, 12-year-old poly class, kidnaps, rapes, and strangles her. And that's his, look at his attitude towards the criminal justice system. He deserves life without parole? No. This is my case. It's one of the last cases I did. I didn't get that date wrong. In 1957, Mr. Kemp raped and murdered a nurse. He was convicted of 2 more rapes in 1960 and received the death penalty. That death penalty was reversed, goes back to trial. A second jury gives him the death penalty. In 1974, the death penalty is ruled unconstitutional. His sentence gets commuted to life. And guess what? In 1978, he's paroled to Contra County. Let's let him out. He's a murderer. That's all right. Let him out. 4 months later, he raped and murdered Armida Wilson in Lafayette as she was jogging around the Lafayette Reservoir. He then moves to Texas and brutally rapes 3 college students down there in Texas. We then look at his DNA under Armida Wilson's fingernails from 1978, and we find his DNA. We bring him back to California, and he receives the death penalty. But these are the kind of people, under this proposition, that we would agree life without parole.
Frankie Carrillo, at the age of 16, was charged with a homicide and tried as an adult. And he was convicted of that homicide based on the eyewitness testimony of 6 people. It took him 19 and a half years to prove that he was innocent. 19 and a half years. Now, if he'd been charged with that same homicide 2 years later when he was 18, and when that homicide was death penalty eligible in LA, he would have likely ended up on death row. Another individual out of LA is O.B. Anthony, serving life without possibility of parole, also exonerated in 2011. But I want to tell you Frankie's story just a little bit. What happened in Frankie's case is not that we have a criminal justice system that works so well. What happened in his case is he's sitting in Folsom State Prison. He'd been there 14 or 15 years when he manages to convince a teacher that he was innocent. The week the teacher was retiring, she said to Frankie, "I'm going to find someone to help you." 6 months later, she's at a dinner sitting next to a lawyer. She tells the lawyer Frankie's story. The lawyer happens to be a state public defender who is very passionate about many things. She looks into the case and she says, "There's no way this young man is guilty." She spent the next 5 years working with innocence projects around the country to prove that Frankie was innocent, including finding an LA detective who looked at the case and said, "There's something wrong."